Hey guys, and welcome to another video tutorial. This time I'm going to do a tutorial on this mini album that you would have seen in my previous video. Gina, thank you so much for requesting a tutorial for this. This is super easy and so much fun to make, and it's great to use your scraps on it or just, you know, your little 6x6 papers or whatever you've got laying around. Okay, so let's get started. What you'll need is some distress ink if you choose to use it. Okay, I've used Vintage Photo. Some eyelets, which I've just got here. You've got some big eyelets as well, which you'll need for your cover. Okay, corner puncher, which I've used a Stampin' Up one. That's an angled corner. Scissors, ATG tape, scoreboard and paper trimmer, some cardstock, and you're going to need chipboard as well. And you'll need for this your crocodile too. Okay, and of course can't make anything out without your designer paper. And I'm using the London Market by Pink Paisley, and gorgeous collection once again. Just love Pink Paisley. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll start off with the pockets first, and these are the little ones here in your album. Oh, I forgot, the other thing you'll need is some ball chain as well. This is a Tim Holtz one, or any kind of ball chain will do. And you're also going to need some brads, or you can use a button or whatever. This is mainly to secure your ribbon so it doesn't pop out when you're tying it up. Okie dokie, let's get started. And I've got some score tape. That's right, I remember as I go along. Okay, so A4 sheet I've got here, and you'll get 2 pockets out of that. Now you'll get a bit extra left over. Keep that because you'll definitely need it. Something that I'll show you. These little holes here that I've made, the eyelet holes, I made these out of cardstock and score tape and with my crocodile. And also a circle punch, which you'll need. Sorry guys, I've filmed this so many times, and it's, if anything's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong. So you'll need a 1/2 inch circle punch as well. Okay, now let's see if we can get this right. A4 paper we've got. So you are going to need to cut your pockets 6.5 by 4 3/4. So on the 8.5 by, the 11.5 or 11 1/4, whichever your paper is, you are going to cut at 4 3/4. Okay, now that'll go with 2 pieces, and you'll have a piece left over. Keep this because we'll use it. Okay, then I just turned it around, and we're going to cut it at, let me see, what are we, 6.5. Okay, I'll cut that one at 6.5 as well. Right, so we get 2 pieces like this. Okay, next we're going to do is we're going to need to score them. And get my scoreboard here. Okay, so you're going to score your pockets at 3 and at 6. Okay, and this is on the 6.5 inch side. So we go to 3, and if you can hold it down, and then at 6. Okay, turn it around to the 4 3/4 side and score it at 1/2 inch. Right, done. So you're going to do that to about, I've got 6 pockets in my album. You can have more depending on how many photos you're going to put in there. as well, because it's basically just for photos, and the tags I'm going to use for journaling. So the the tag will represent the journaling on that particular tag will represent the photo that's on the front there. So do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is the score line up to the 3-inch mark you are going to cut. So you'll be left with a little flap. And just cut up to that line. So it'll be up like this if we turn it around here. Okay, that was your 3-inch swimmer. There's your little flap there. And we're going to cut that on an angle. Okay, so I've got a little wedge taken out. Then on this side here, which I'm going to show you, there's like a little corner piece here, you'll see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is going to cut it on a little bit of an angle near that score line on both sides. And that should take out that piece. So you're left with a pocket that looks like this. Okay, what we're going to do is we'll fold it in half and give it a good score. And fold the edges as well. Okay. Now once you've cut out all your pockets and you've glued them together, I'll tape this one down just so it can show you, so I can show you what it looks like. Okay. Make sure you've got all your sticky edges on the inside as well, like tape it in, because then your tags won't stick to it on the inside. Okay, so I've just stuck that down and then flip it over and give it a good burnish with your score tool. Okay, make sure that it's flat. And that's your pocket up here. Alright. Now you can cover this with your paper. I've already cut my mat out and cover both sides. Okay, as you can see here, I'm not sure if it'll pick it up, I've distressed mine with the vintage photo. Okay, start off with 6 pockets and then probably work your way through, because by the time you get photos in there, you'll know how many pages you'll be able to put in there. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to get our chipboard pieces, and these are for our cover. Okay, so you're going to need 2 pieces of chipboard measured at 4.5 by 3.25. Okay, that's 2 pieces, and your spine is going to be, let's say, 1.5 by 4.5. Okay, so I've already put tape on the back of mine, so it saves a bit of time, and I've cut my cardstock as well. So all I'm going to do is line up, or kind of eyeball my cardstock here at the moment. Okay, and just 1/8 of an inch, I'd say, guys, just so that you don't have your chipboard pieces touching each other, otherwise your album won't be able to close. Okay, I'll glue that down, and we'll move that over as well. Okay, there we go, done and done. All you're going to do is, actually I'll put that one in a bit further. What you're going to do is bend it at the lines there. Okay, now I'm going to trim that down a bit because I don't want too much of an edge on here, so I'll trim a bit off this one as well. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to cut your corners on either sides, on all 4 sides I should say. So once again, your scissors come in handy. Now if you haven't got such a wide edge, then you wouldn't have to cut off so much off the corners there. Okay, so what I generally do is I lift my cardstock my my cardstock. Yeah, my cardstock. Lift it up and then bend it in with a chipboard crease. It gives you a nice crease there. Okay, then you lay your tape down. Alright. Do both sides here. And here. Whoops. Okay, just make sure all your tape is sort of on the inside of the cardstock there. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it. I've got my tape on here on the cardstock. I grab it and flip it over and then press it down. Do the same for the other side. Flip it over, press it down, and once again for the ends there. Okay. That was easy. Alright, so then we've got a nice finished little album, okay? And I just burnish the edges with my score tool. Alright, so that's your little cover there. How easy was that, guys? Right, so what you're going to need to do is score on the inside just so that it gives it a nice crease. Then you're going to get another piece of cardstock just to layer the inside of it. Okay, so what we're going to do, so I'll just put some tape down on it. Right in there. Okay. Rightio, that's pretty fine. Everything else I can sort of rub off. Alright, so I'm just going to line it up so that I have a nice edge around it and then stick it down. Then what you do is grab your scoring tool again and go along the score marks there along the spine. Okay, and just rub off any excess residue of the tape that you've got there. Okay, now what I've done, I just be wary that when you're using cardstock as well, that you go with the grain and not against it, because it will cause it to split at the sides too, and depending on which. As usual, the power has run out on the video camera. Great timing too. Okay, so where we left off, we've got our cover made. Okay, so what you're going to do now, you're going to put your cover on, which will be your designer paper, and you'll put your designer paper on in the middle and on the edges, if you want on the spine as well. I like to put mine on the front, the side and the back as well. And then we've got the inside and my back I've just left plain. But for tutorial purposes, I'm just going to leave it plain. We won't go through the decorating of it because it would just take way too much time. Okay, so once you've got everything covered, your front, your back, your insides, your out, and you've got your pockets done as well, okay, we are going to add the eyelets. Alright, so you will need your crocodile, and I've just used my 3/16 hole up the top here. I generally eyeball mine. You can measure out if you like to measure. I generally just eyeball where I'm going to put my holes, and it kind of comes out that way. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do 2 holes. You don't need to do 2. You can have 1 as well. It works just as good, but I like the effect of the 2. I think I did also say that you would need a ball chain as well. Once again, I love the Tim Holtz ones. Now, the reason why I put little eyelets in the pockets or on the pockets is because when that ball chain is going through, you don't want it to rip your pages, okay? Because you'll have friction when you're turning the pages. Okay, the eyelets protect them. Alright, if you had the pages exposed and just put holes there, you'll find that the little balls there will actually eventually grab onto the paper and you'll end up ripping it. Okay, right, so I've actually done my holes there. Then what I do is I line up my pocket. Now, I kind of line it up to the edge here of where the spine is, and maybe a 1/4 inch in, I'll just make a mark, and I'll make another mark. So then I know that that's where I need to punch my holes. Okay, here is one I've already done. Okay, you can see the holes there. So what we're going to do is I'll set the eyelets on the cover here. You need 4 of these. Okay, just there we go. Alright, so I've got my eyelets in there. I've just set them. Okay. And get the other one in. Right. There we go. And I'll just set the other one. Okay. So that's done. That's it there. Alright. So you've got your mini album made up. Now, what you can do as well is you can make a pocket on the inside like I did with this, or you can just keep it plain. Alright, and put another photo in there. Totally up to you. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is, because you guys would have had your designer paper put on there already, I would put my eyelet in next. So don't embellish it or anything until you've done your eyelet, okay? So I'm just going to eyeball it once again, and hopefully I'll get it in the centre. If not, it doesn't matter if it's off centre. I think it adds character to it. So don't be too worried about that. Okay, and I think once again maybe 1/2 inch in, maybe just a little bit more. Right, there we go. And my eyelet. Okay, so I'm just going to set that. If I can find it, there it is. Okay, all done. What I would do to get the back of it, and this is going to hold your ribbon or your seam binding, whichever you choose to use. Okay, so what I would do is to line it up. I would line up these edges on the album. Then I'll use my pencil. Okay, I'll do another hole with my eyelet setter. Okay, and then I would set the other side. Now, before I added my seam binding, if you're going to use a brad or a button, I would suggest you get that in now. Okay, and I'm just going to find, if I can find it. Here we go. A nice brad. And this is one of the Stampin' Up ones that I use. I love these ones. These are the vintage hardware. Okay. Right. Right. So I'll just feed that through. You'd probably fold it over. I'll just give that cut. I'll just cut that straight. It's not going to work on camera, of course. Alright. And then what I would do is I would glue it down onto this side as well. Okay. So make sure that's flat. Make sure there's no little pins sticking out either, or no ribbons. So you can bend that back or clip it off. Personal choice. okay, and you glue that down, let the glue set. So when you're actually pulling on it, it's not going to come out. Okay, so we've got that done. So next you're going to do, you've got your album cover done, you've got your pages done, you've got your eyelets in. Now what you're going to need to do is actually put your ball chain in, okay, into your pages. So all I do is, I would probably, let me see which end I started from. Okay, I would start from the outer edge, alright, so this edge here I would start from, drop your ball chain in, and then, oh no, maybe the other end. Go the other end because you'll end up crisscrossing it on the inside rather than the outside. Okay. And then just feed it through your pages as you go along. Okay. So once you put all your pages in there, then you feed it through the outer one. Oh, there we go. Okay. So once you've done that, you'll have them hanging down like this. Okay, your ball chain will be hanging down like this. Cross it over and feed that through. Just only one side, because what you'll do is when you come up through here, you'll feed it through your album pages again. And then come out the other side, like so. Okay, so we've come across at a crisscross, and what you need to do is manoeuvre it around so that you level your ball chain up and you get that crisscross right. Okay, give it a bit of, don't give it too much tension because you won't be able to, if it's too tight, you won't be able to have as many pages in there, and you'll find that the pages won't turn as easy either. So I'm just going to grab a little edge in here. Let me see, we'll cut it off really around, let's say around here. Okay, right. So I've cut mine off, and you can work it out or work it around so that it's even. Okay, these are quite fiddly to try and get on as well, guys. And of course it's not going to work on camera. Okay. Alright. Now this has come through. Okay. It's come out. It's going to give me a hard time. There you go. Oh, great. Okie dokie. Alright, I'll just feed it through again. And just make sure you're holding on to both of them when you do it too, because this is the part that it gets you. Alrighty. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we'll feed that through there, close it up, and oh, there you go. Didn't turn out crisscross after all. There we go. Okay, there we go. So mine's got a bit of a twist to it because I had to rearrange it. And there's your pages on the inside. Alright. Once again, if you do pull it taut, then you're going to find that it's not going to really, you're not going to be able to have too many pages in there. So you want to give it a bit more leeway and give more chain on there and slacken off on the chain a bit. Okay, so the next thing is the tags. So we've got our pages, we've bound and covered our album cover, we've put our chain on. The tags now for the actual pages, and you will measure these at 2.5 by 4, okay, and that's what fit into here, which is the 2.5 by 4. If you get your pages right, you might need to cut off a little tiny smidgen. I think in this case, which I've put my eyelets in a little bit too far in, okay, I'm going to need to take off some. Alright, now that's all done. That's all done. So they were the measurements for your mini album. Now what we're going to do is, once you've cut out your cardstock and you've layered your paper, okay, down, what you're going to do is you'll grab your scrap piece of cardstock and your score tape. Okay. Now I find it easier doing it this way than gluing it down after I've made the holes. Okay, so I'm just going to cover it a little bit with score tape. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my crocodile on the 3/16 side. Okay, and I'll just punch it out because I've got cardstock everywhere in there. Let's clean everything up here. Okay, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to make a hole anywhere on that score tape is fine. Then what I'm going to do is come in with my 1/2 inch circle punch, and this is my Stampin' Up one, and I'm just going to line it up so that I have a really nice looking hole there, and then I'm going to punch it out. Okay, and all you do is you peel off the score tape and you stick that down to your tag. Okay, I'll just put it on my pocket here that I've done, just so that you can see. Okay, I haven't lined mine up properly, as you can see, but you can do it that way and it does turn out really nicely. Then all you do to enforce it, I just put glossy accents around it. Okay, so quick run through. Your pages are going to be 6.5 by 3 1/4. Then you're going to score at 3 6, and then turn it around and score it at 1/2 inch. On the side, you're going to cut your little sides out and fold it up into your pocket. For your cover, you're going to have 2 pieces of chipboard measuring at 4.5 by 3 1/4, and your spine is 1.5 by 3 1/4. By the time you put your eyelets in, you could probably work out your tag size as well. Okay, once again, it depends on where you actually put your eyelets. They kind of what do you call it, decide as to how big your tag is as well. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Sorry about all the hiccups, but as we know, all videos can't go smoothly. And thank you once again for watching, and thank you for your lovely comments on the projects that I've made as well. And RJ, I will be getting around to making that wallet tutorial for you. I'm sorry it's been so delayed. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy. Have a great day or have a great weekend, whichever comes first for you guys. And I hope you stay tuned for more projects, up and coming projects. Thank you again for watching and have a great day. Bye.